Smartphones, big part of the new world we live in as of 5, 10 years ago. And I think a lot of people will immediately, the way you talked about framing was great because it really helps you see how we sort of live in experiences. And so the framing there would be, oh, it's easy, I need it for work, it keeps my kids safe. And yet, it has such a huge impact on our lives. I guess I just wondered, what are y'all's thoughts on where we're going with this technology? Is it going to liberate us? Is it going to be, people usually say, it's a double-edged sword, and that's it. Whoa.
Well, there's a couple of aspects to it, right? Every good thing has a bad side to it. One of the problems is the radiation that comes out from the Wi-Fi towers and cell phones and all the technology that we have, and it really affects our subtle bodies. It affects our energy and the way the energy flows because it's something that is constantly being bombarded with. So as a result, if you are in an area where there is a lot more of Wi-Fi or there's a lot more of like this electromagnetic disturbance, is going to affect your energetic flow. So unless you're going to constantly fix the energy or your aura, okay, or your shell, and you're going to make sure you're protected against it, you're going to eventually get really affected by it. It's going to affect eventually your health, okay? There is an aspect where it starts to interfere with, because you're constantly working with the electronics, it kind of dumps you down. It dumps down not your logical aspects, but it dumps down your instincts, right? Your intuition. And you kind of start to get out of, you lose touch with your higher self or with the connection with the universe. So it's important to understand that there's a time and place for everything. You do need the technology. It helps you to communicate. It helps you to spread the word about, we're using technology now to record this event, and then we want to put it on YouTube, and people all over the world can see it, which would not have been possible 200 years ago, right? We would have to go on a horseback and travel around the world and spread a message. But at the same time, you want to be aware of the addictions behind, internet surfing, the addictions behind video gaming, and how it really rewires your brain and it affects the way you start to perceive the world. Okay, so just like I said before, everything has a positive and a negative component to it. But if you learn to convert the negative into a positive, you start to get really high up, right? You start to surf that wave, rather than drown under it.
Yeah, my friend put it really nicely the other day that love is sort of like this anti-alienation process that's always been around with people, but I feel like love is now part of that sort of technology, and our view of love is really changing, filtered through the technology. And I guess I just worry that, what you bring to a relationship with people is really important, and what you get out of it. And I just find all over the place there's sort of a lower changing values of the value of people, value of experience, value of meeting people, conversation. And
absolutely.
While I do think there's wonderful benefits to it, like I find myself less able to read a whole book because of the internet. I don't have a smartphone, but if I had a smartphone, I'd find myself probably checking my email every 10 minutes. So I guess I don't want to bring that to a relationship with other people, and whether people I love or people I spend time with. So for me, I guess it's a question of where do I draw the line and use the time and the place. But
right. And also, when you have that higher consciousness, which you develop through specific, meditative practices or energy healing tools, or you become aware of that. You become aware of those limits where you need to stop and where you need to continue, because your awareness becomes more expanded, and you're able to understand that, okay, it's starting to affect my communication skills because I'm constantly communicating only through text messages, and now I'm not picking up my phone and actually speaking by voice to people, right? And you start to feel those subtle changes within yourself, and you stop yourself, and and that's where the word enlighten, right? Where the light is clear. Everything is clear to you just like light.